This is Q31 to Jamaica Long Island Railroad Station. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 27th Avenue. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Transfers available to Q76 and Q28. This stop is 32nd Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and 200th Street. This stop is 32nd Avenue and 200th Street. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and 202nd Street. This stop is 32nd Avenue and 202nd Street. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and 205th Street. This stop is 32nd Avenue and 205th Street. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and 208th Street. This stop is 32nd Avenue and 208th Street. Next stop, 32nd Avenue and Corporal Kennedy Street. Transfers available to Q28. This stop is 32nd Avenue and Corporal Kennedy Street. Next stop, Corporal Kennedy Street and 33rd Avenue. This stop is Corporal Kennedy Street and 33rd Avenue. Next stop, Corporal Kennedy Street and 35th Avenue. This stop is Corporal Kennedy Street and 35th Avenue. Next stop, 35th Avenue and 212th Street. This stop is 35th Avenue and 212th Street. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 35th Avenue. Transfers available to Q13. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 35th Avenue. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 38th Avenue. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 38th Avenue. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 39th Avenue. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 39th Avenue. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 41st Avenue. Transfers available to Long Island Railroad and Q13. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 41st Avenue. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 43rd Avenue. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 43rd Avenue. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and Northern Boulevard. Transfers available to N20G, Q12, Q13 and QM3. This stop is Bell Boulevard and Northern Boulevard. Next stop, Bell Boulevard and 46th Avenue. This stop is Bell Boulevard and 46th Avenue. Next stop, 48th Avenue and Bell Boulevard. Transfers available to Q27 and Q27 Limited. This stop is 48th Avenue and Bell Boulevard. Next stop, 48th Avenue and 212th Street. This stop is 48th Avenue and 212th Street. Next stop, 48th Avenue and Oceania Street. This stop is 48th Avenue and Oceania Street. Next stop, Rocky Hill Road and Clearview Expressway. This stop is Rocky Hill Road and Clearview Expressway. Next stop, Rocky Hill Road and 202nd Street. Transfers available to Q27, Q27 Limited and Q76. This stop is Rocky Hill Road and 202nd Street. Next stop, 47th Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Transfers available to Q27, Q27 Limited and Q76. This stop is 47th Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Next stop, 47th Avenue and 197th Street. This stop is 47th Avenue and 197th Street. Next stop, 47th Avenue and 196th Street. This stop is 47th Avenue and 196th Street. Next stop, 47th Avenue and 193rd Street. This stop is 47th Avenue and 193rd Street. Next stop, Hollis Court Boulevard and 190th Street. Transfers available to Q26, Q27 and Q27 Limited. This stop is Hollis Court Boulevard and 190th Street. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 46th Avenue. Transfers available to Q26, Q27 and Q27 Limited. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 46th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 47th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 47th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Fairchild Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Fairchild Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Pigeon Meadow Road. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Pigeon Meadow Road. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Peck Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Peck Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 50th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 50th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 56th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 56th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Booth Memorial Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Booth Memorial Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Horace Harding Expressway. Transfers available to Q17, Q17 Limited, Q30 and Q88. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Horace Harding Expressway. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 65th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 65th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 67th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 67th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 69th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 69th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Jewel Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Jewel Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 73rd Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 73rd Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 75th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 75th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 76th Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 76th Avenue. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and Union Turnpike. Transfers available to Q30, Q46, Q46 Limited, QM1, QM5, QM6, QM7, QM8, QM31, QM35 and QM36. This stop is Utopia Parkway and Union Turnpike. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 80th Road. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 80th Road. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and St. John's University. This stop is Utopia Parkway and St. John's University. Next stop, Utopia Parkway and 82nd Avenue. This stop is Utopia Parkway and 82nd Avenue. Next stop, Homelawn Street and 173rd Street. This stop is Homelawn Street and 173rd Street. Next stop, Homelawn Street and 84th Road. This stop is Homelawn Street and 84th Road. Next stop, Homelawn Street and Gothic Drive. This stop is Homelawn Street and Gothic Drive. Next stop, Homelawn Street and Highland Avenue. This stop is Homelawn Street and Highland Avenue. Next stop, 169th Street and Hillside Avenue. Transfers available to F train. N1, N6, N6X, N22, N24, N26, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q17, Q17 Limited, Q30, Q43, Q43 Limited and Q76. This stop is 169th Street and Hillside Avenue. Next stop, 169th Street and 89th Avenue. This stop is 169th Street and 89th Avenue. Next stop, 169th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Transfers available to Q6, Q6 Limited, Q8, Q9, Q17, Q17 Limited, Q30 and Q41. This stop is 169th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and Merrick Boulevard. Transfers available to Q17, Q17 Limited and Q30. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and Merrick Boulevard. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and Parsons Boulevard. Transfers available to E, J and Z trains. Q25, Q25 Limited, Q30, Q54, Q56, Q65 and Q65 Limited. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and Parsons Boulevard. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 150th Street. Transfers available to E, J and Z trains. Q30, Q54, Q56, Q83 and Q83 Limited. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 150th Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and Sutphin Boulevard. Transfers available to E, J and Z trains. Long Island Railroad. Air train. N4, Q4, Q4 Limited, Q5, Q5 Limited, Q6, Q6 Limited, Q8, Q9, Q20A, Q20B, Q24, Q25, Q25 Limited, Q30, Q34, Q40, Q41, Q42, Q43, Q43 Limited, Q44 SBS, Q54, Q56, Q65, Q65 Limited, Q83, Q83 Limited, Q110, Q111, Q112, Q113, Q113 Limited and Q114 Limited. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and Sutphin Boulevard. Next stop, Archer Avenue and Sutphin Boulevard. Transfers available to E, J and Z trains. Long Island Railroad. AirTrain. Q6, Q6 Limited, Q8, Q9, Q20A, Q20B, Q24, Q30, Q40, Q41, Q43, Q43 Limited and Q60. This stop is Archer Avenue and Sutphin Boulevard. This is Q31 to Jamaica Long Island Railroad Station.